Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Kashif Booth podcast. If you're new here, each week I sit down with the guest. We discuss their career so far, the highs, the lows, and what's next for them. Today's guest is Mischa Christie. Welcome to the show, Mischa.
Thank you for having me, Kashif. Yeah, it's so great to be here. Yeah.
Good. Well, guys, this is going to be a different episode. Mischa isn't a filmmaker. He is a pharmacist from Jamaica turned medical writer at an advertising agency. So, yeah, well, Mischa, tell us more about you. Why did you come to London? That's the main thing.
Well, yeah, I definitely came to London to pursue that medical writing thing. Not like that it was like a whole dream job of mine, but just I was getting pretty bored just being a regular pharmacist in Jamaica. So eventually seeing that medical writing was an option, that was cool. And I saw some openings in London, so I was just applying away. And basically I just made a plan to move here and then do some further job searching. But I got a job before I came over, so I was like, yeah, well, that makes it even easier. So yeah, that's why I'm over here. And I guess it's more in line with who I am as a person, I guess, being a medical writer rather than being a pharmacist, because that's boring. I don't know if you've ever worked in a pharmacy, but it is quite the boring feat. But yeah, I'm more creative and so on. So, that's why I'm more into like making content for like YouTube, TikTok, sometimes, even LinkedIn and so on. So I'm definitely on the more creative side of things. So being a medical writer is just that beautiful amalgam of what I've learned in school, my profession, health, and just being a creative and writing for this ad agency, basically.
So why London? I mean, London is cold. As you know, we both got caught in a shower of rain like 10 minutes ago.
Exactly.
So
and you can hear how nasal I sound because I'm stuffy from the weather.
So why choose to come to London?
Well, to be honest, I'm British and Jamaican, so I'm dual citizen. So it was just the easiest thing to just like pop over here. And as respects coming over here, I've never been to the UK and not been in London. So every time I'm over here, it's been London because that's where my relatives are. So there was just nowhere else that I was thinking of going. I'm sure I knew London would be more expensive, but I just wasn't into the mind space as yet to traverse or like try to make a way outside of London.
So you said you're a dual citizen. Some people may think, okay, what, are you mixed race? Like, are you half white? Like, so explain how you are British and Jamaican, because you are Jamaican, okay? Yes. Not me who's British Jamaican and like, I'm like, what, first generation in my family. So explain to us what that means for those who don't know.
Being dual citizen basically means that I'm Jamaican and British at the same time legally. So it's not like, okay, my mom's British and my dad's Jamaican and that's it. But just like on my papers, I'm also British and I have Jamaican papers and I have British papers. But it was genuinely because my mom was British. And because there's that government thing or that rule thing where like if at least one parent is British or has been born here or raised here or something, the children can inherit the citizenship. So I basically inherited the citizenship of being British, and being born in Jamaica and my father being Jamaican, I was just Jamaican. Yeah.
Yes, well, that's really good because most people don't get as lucky as you are to come to the UK so quickly, just to apply a job and then you're here. Yeah. We have friends who've gone through the whole rigorous process of coming from Jamaica.
And it's expensive too.
Exactly.
Like getting a visa is so expensive. It's like £2,000. That's crazy.
And you can get rejected.
Wait. If you get rejected, do you not get any money back?
No.
What?
Yes. Refund. A government giving you a refund, please.
That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. No, you do not get your money back. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Thousands of pounds or thousands of dollars if you wanted to emigrate.
I thought the pound payment came after you got, like, I thought that at first it's probably like £100 or something around that ballpark to start the process. And then when you get accepted, then you pay the thousands.
No. So, for example, if I apply for a visa to go to America, like the tourist visa, I'm paying that. If I get rejected, I get rejected. There's no refund. Like
no, but that's the thing too. I've never had a visa. before. I think. Yeah, no.
Oh, so you'd never traveled outside of what, Jamaica before?
No, I think because when you're going to the US as a British citizen, you don't need really, like a visa. You just use the ESTA.
Yeah, but we still have to pay for the ESTA.
It's like £20.
It doesn't matter because some people still get rejected.
But that's the thing. It's so weird to me to think that what have you done in your life to get rejected from an ESTA?
You know what? You never know. People might have gone to prison and stuff like that, and so you can't apply for a tourist visa if you've got a criminal record and stuff like that. There's so many layers to it, so that's why. So they do not pay you. They do not give you the money back. You're rejected, then boy, that's it. So yeah. So since you've been in London, you've been here since May, right?
Yes, May.
Yes, and we only met in July, which is just crazy to think about because of how close our friendship group is. I met you through my best friend called Dirma, and you guys know each other back home from in Jamaica, but you didn't really know each other that well.
Know each other that well, to be honest. Exactly. It was kind of like he was in this thing called Rotaract. I mean, it's pretty international, but the Jamaican branch or faction, whatever, of Rotaract, he was in that, and I had a friend that was basically the president of that as well. So like whenever they go on different things, like if they clean out the beach, if they're doing some charity stuff, I like to help out there. So I'll just like tag along with my friend, and basically that's where I just run into Dio sometimes. I'll probably glimpse him, but like I wasn't registering him because I don't know him.
It's just like hey, okay, yeah,
not even hey. I don't think I ever said hey, but like I remember talking to my friend, that was the president of Rotaract, and telling him that I'm planning on moving to England, and that's when he was like, oh, I have a friend that actually moved to England too, and he told me about DMR. I'm like, yeah, I think I realized I saw, because I followed Dia on Instagram at the time, so I'm like, yeah, I think I saw him going to England as well. And that's why I just started to ask him just kind of like advice in terms of like wholesaling, in terms of just getting around and stuff like that. So yeah, and then we just met up on there, and that's just been it since then.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this is the same day I met him, I met you.
Yeah, because he was like, look, if I'm meeting him, you're coming. So I was like, okay, cool. So, and it was fun. We had a great time, and because
we were at Roof East, which was a vibe. Yeah,
and that was such a great sunny day as well. And so I just think also we just clicked very easily, and so that's why. Yeah, we all hang out, and we've got Levi, who's also been another addition to the group.
Shout out to Levi.
Exactly.
So let's give him a shout out.
Exactly. So how have you adjusted being in London? Because you guys were lucky. You guys came during the heat wave, and that's never happened in my lifetime.
Oh, really?
Not that hot. Like the last few years have been good. The summers have been very good, but this year was ridiculous. So have you adjusted to London life? You've only been here for like 5 months. So yeah, how do you feel about it?
Adjusting to London life, I mean, to be honest, I've always been like a city boy at heart. So it's like, it's not like some people who are like, they're more used to that rural life or like a more countryside type of living. I've always been a city boy at heart. So like even in Jamaica, the first chance I got, moved to Kingston, which if you're from Jamaica, you know Kingston is the city of Jamaica. So yeah, I'm just used to that. I'm kind of like, that's what I like. So like, so for some people who are like used to like the more quiet, rural, mannerly scenarios of just rural life, like I'm just used to like you're just on the road, you just deal with what you're dealing with, you're not really into as much as what other people are into and so on. Yeah, I've always been used to that. So like that part of London I got used to quickly, because a lot of people are like, oh, London, the people are less friendly, the people are more aggressive, this and that, but like to me, London people are actually quite friendly. Like,
I like that you say this,
to be honest,
because people have a problem because we don't say good morning to everybody. Exactly, why am I talking to strangers when I got things to do? I got places to go.
And that's the city mindset. Because when the first time I moved to Kingston in Jamaica too, and that came up, it was so weird because like I would pass someone on the road and be like, good morning, and they'd be like, oh yeah, all right. And I'm like, oh, what's going on, And once you get used to that, no, it's just like, it's not that. you don't have manners or whatever. It's just that, you know, you kind of have things to do. Like, why do I have to stop to like have this weird conversation of just making someone else comfortable, like just walking past you on the road?
You are a stranger. I don't know you.
And then that's the thing too. I think being in the city, you just have the higher chance of people being crackheads. So it's like you don't want to stop and talk to like a random person that's gonna end up doing whatever.
Yeah, exactly. A crackhead, a homeless person, somebody who wants to try and kill you, sell you something, rob you. Like, I mean,
traffic you. You know,
exactly. So no, it's just like with us Londoners, our biggest pet peeve is, look, you're walking slow, move out the way, or when you're on the escalator.
And you know what pisses me off on the escalator too? Like people who they're in the left lane, they're walking up, but they're like taking their leisurely time to walk up. I'm like, knees to chest. Like,
I don't exactly.
I need you to hurry up and
walk. Or you've got the tourists who are just seeing everybody standing on the right, and then you decide to stand on the left. Like, what's not clicking?
I get so aggressively passive aggressive, and I'm like, excuse me.
Like, what's not clicking? Like, what's not clicking? You see people trying to get up. Like, hello. Yeah. The only time I actually stand on the right side is when I'm with my friends or we're having a conversation because we're all talking. If I'm on my own, I'm walking all the way downstairs. I've got somewhere to be, so stay out the way. So I know. I mean, you're saying that you're a city boy. I'm not surprised that you're a city boy because you're out every day.
I'm not out every day. Don't give these people the wrong impression. But I do go out sometimes, like, you know, often-ish, every day. Yeah.
You guys can't see it, but I'm looking directly at the camera because the camera is Mischa's phone, and Mischa's phone knows that I'm telling the truth. But anyway, so what's the kind of like the nightlife and like the social engagement? What's that kind of like in terms of what you can do into comparison to Jamaica? What's the diffeences or similarities?
Difference is definitely things are open way longer. Actually,
really?
Yeah, here in Jamaica, I don't know. I think it's probably because of COVID. Because when I left Jamaica, things just started to open up. The curfews just started to lift up.
Only this year?
Yes.
Really?
Like literally on my birthday, I kind of forget it. Obviously, on my birthday is when the curfews was lifted. So like that was the first party that legally went up until after like 3 in the morning. Everything's like wrapping up, you know. But like here, I'll come out of the club and it's still going. But like my little body can't manage past 3 o'clock. So it's like I'll be coming out like 3:30 and the party looked like it kicking out next gear. And I'm like,
so interesting. Because people say that London is a city that sleeps. Like,
as well too. That's the thing as well. I can definitely see where other things could have been open in London, like after a certain while. Because like I think after a certain while, if you're not a clubber, you have to go home because like it's just the clubs that are open after like what 10.
Certain clubs, because some clubs are closed by midnight, 1 o'clock.
Exactly. See, yeah,
and some do go up to 6 a.m. And I'm not 21 anymore, so I'm not doing that. So.
Exactly. Yeah. So
oh please, you're not even that far away from 21, so please.
I'm 25.
Yeah,
that's
but you're still
ancient.
young. You are not ancient. Don't even try it.
Nah, yeah. But yeah, that's one difference. The difference, the parties do go up longer. I mean, you have the occasional like soca party in Jamaica that probably go up until 5 or so, but here it's just way more prevalent to have the parties going up to a certain time. What else is a difference? Just the ease of getting around and the ease of transport.
Okay,
that's a big thing. Because like in Jamaica too, after a certain while, like public transport just stops. It just stops. You know? So it's like you have so many people that at like after parties, they're just like they don't know what to do because like there's no taxis running, there's no buses running, and you're gonna have to wait.
No taxis.
Like no taxis. No, I mean, taxis doesn't call like if you want a taxi, you'd have to call a taxi, which is gonna be more expensive based on the fact that it's late at night.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, because I'm just like in my head, I'm like, no Uber, and I'm just like,
Uber just came into Jamaica, but I think it's weird. It's illegal. Like it's not. Uber isn't legal, but it's there and it's running. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. But most of our taxi services are like calling taxis, so those do still run, but it's still limited capacity. So it's like like even Uber here too. Like after a while, the Uber kind of get a bit scanty, but it's just at a worse level where it's like sometimes you just can't get home for like an hour or so and you have to start walk.
Walk?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But speaking of walking, that's the next thing that's different here too. Like it's just the ease to be able to like walk.
Yeah.
And, like you feel a little more safe. I'm not gonna say you feel safe fully because you know you still have knife crime and all that stuff happening in London. Everywhere has its crimes.
Yes.
I'm not bashing Jamaica, come on. But you know, you still have to you have to be real and not naive about it. You know, you can't just be walking at night or like at certain hours.
Anywhere
in
the world. Because
yeah,
I'm a walker. I walk almost everywhere.
Exactly.
I'm not walking at that time of the night. No.
Yeah.
No.
But I mean, here I definitely do walk certain places at night. But like I've always been more risky to be honest. Because like even in Jamaica, I don't know how I'm still alive, but like I would just randomly take like a bus or a taxi to just some random place and just walk and just find my way. And that's back when I didn't use data, so I was literally just like guessing. Like in big Kingston. Don't ask me how I'm still alive and how I've never gotten robbed. I don't know. Like,
I'm just like in disbelief. Like, what is going on?
But yeah, so like my walking and adventurousness is satisfied here because I feel more safe, I guess. Yeah, there's that.
I'm gonna need you to change that mindset. You are in England,
know.
okay?
Yeah.
Look, I tell this to deal all the time. England, don't quote me, guys, but England has the second highest rate of serial killers in history, only behind America. Okay, so I'm just saying, relax. Okay, with all that.
I think it's like a universal Jamaica, like well, not even Jamaica, like Caribbean thing. Like when you get here, you just have this sense of like,
no,
I'm fine.
I think it's you.
Really?
No. Actually, no, because me and Dio, we're always going back and forth. He's like, oh, but it's a lot safer here. I'm like, yes, but okay.
I think it's a Caribbean thing. Once you get here, you just feel like it's fine. Like my phone is just out. Sometimes I just like leave the phone over there, and I'm just like, yeah. So it's like, and it's even a shock to whenever I hear like, oh, somebody's phone got snatched. I'm like, oh,
this is why I am the dad of the group. This is why I'm the dad of every friendship group I'm in because you lot are just careless. What's going on? Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. Well, that's interesting to hear. That's really interesting to hear. So now that you've been here and you know the pound is free falling, has that been a shock to the system, you know, coming to expensive England thinking, yeah, I'm making more money, and then you're just like, oh yeah. What's that been like for you?
What's that been like for me? The thing for me is, what's the thing for me? I don't know. It has been annoying. It's been annoying because you know you get here and like I haven't even had 2 paychecks properly, and you're here to the pound drop. It's like, and it's not even the pound alone is dropping. The cost of living is rising. So it's like, bruh, it's like, is it the possible worst time for me to have come here? You know,
I feel like everyone's going through it in every part of the world. I just think it.
So I think that this is just our thing to bear, you know. It's
yeah.
Ugh.
We are screwed as a generation, so that's the difference.
Exactly, and I just think that. What was I gonna say? I think that the type of person I am, I always just make the best of whatever it is, you know. I have this mindset that I think growing older I might need to change, but I don't change my lifestyle to fit my income. The best thing, how I cope is I try to change my income to fit my lifestyle. And that's how I work. So it's like, I'm not going to be suffering right now, you know? Like, if I want something, I'm going to, like, most likely get it, you know? So...
all I'm hearing is, so I'm broke with expensive taste. That's all I'm hearing.
I'm not broke. Just currently not, you know, as lucrative yet. But, like, that's why I try to work as hard as I can to, like, when it comes to, like, my passions and so on, I try to work as hard as I can to get it to a certain level where it's, you know, at least profitable and so on. So it's like, yes, I'm up here. Yes, the pound is dropping. Yes, cost of living is rising. But at the same time, I'm working on this about myself. I'm working on promotion at work. Hopefully that's good. Hopefully they don't fire me. I don't know how they're taking my work so far, but you know,
you passed your probation, so that's the main thing.
So that's good.
Okay.
But yeah, trying to get a promotion at work. Working on some side gigs, trying to, you know, make myself a more rounded individual. Working on passive income streams and so on. So it's like being up here does open me up to more opportunities. So it opens me up to more opportunities for income. So I'm trying to get a promotion at work. Working on some side gigs, trying to, you know, make myself more rounded individual. Working on passive income streams and so on. So it's like being up here does open me up to more opportunities. So I definitely don't regret moving up here as yet, because there's more opportunities for income. There's more places I can, infiltrate and probably try and make myself, something, and earn a bit more on what I get right now. So right now I have a good base, I guess, with my job, and I've done the calculations. Yes, when you grow up, you're gonna have to start doing calculations. Like based on what you get, based on what you spend. Yeah, I know it's gross, but yeah, I did the calculations so I can at least live and survive for like a couple months. So like that's good.
A couple months?
Yeah.
Why are you saying a couple months?
No, but like because my plan of like increasing income, it's like within a few months. So the fact that I can survive for at least a couple more months than that, I think it's pretty good.
Fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Fine. But I feel like you also are good at finding ways to do things for free. That's the main thing I'm always seeing on your Instagram or your TikTok. You're here, there, everywhere. And you're educating me as somebody who's born and raised in London about what's going on in London. Now, as a Londoner, you're not really going far-fetched to see what else is out there because you know what you like and you're just going to stick to it. Yeah. So I feel like that's something you're able to do and live the lifestyle that you want to on a budget, well, free. So what are some of the free things that you have been able to discover?
Well, actually, there's a lot of free things here that I've done, and it's pretty nice. I really do appreciate that there's just free spaces that you can go into, enjoy sceneries, enjoy art, I guess, and so on. And to be honest, the ones I like most is just the access to like the free Sky bars. Yeah, so you can have a nice drink.
Depends on the drink, because we went to Sky Bar.
Sky Garden.
Yeah, Sky Garden, and them drinks were not
good. Yeah,
sorry, don't cancel us or whatever. Yeah, but those drinks were not good.
It was not good,
and so it was expensive. Yeah,
it was expensive. Yeah. So yeah, the rooftop bars, rooftop gardens, and so on. Those are really nice. Also, like museums.
Yeah, true.
I like a little museum tour. I like going through museums. I like seeing different artifacts and so on. So that's good. So far, I've gone to the London Museum, I think it's called.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go more in depth with these different things that I've been to over on my channel. Mm-hmm. So if you guys want to go over MDC vids on YouTube, yeah. So I'll be going more in depth into the specific free things that I've done so far, and also even on TikTok too. I try to do some vlogs of things that I do so far, and parks. Parks are really cool.
Yeah,
for like a little free vibe. My favorite park so far is Hyde Park, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, see, you're city boy, so of course you're out in central London going to Hyde Park. Don't get me wrong, Hyde Park is amazing.
It's really big though, honestly. I remember meeting up with someone there, and like I got to Hyde Park. Like we were supposed to meet up at like 11, and I got to Hyde Park at like 10:55. So I'm like, okay,
Mischa,
I'm on time.
We know how your timing is.
I was like, okay, I'm on time, so that's good. And the person's like, okay, I'm here, and they sent me their location. And by the time I got to where they are in Hyde Park, it was like 11:20. I'm like, how?
And you're not even being dramatic because Hyde Park is huge.
Oh my God,
absolutely huge.
It was crazy. Huge. So like I was technically early, but then it's like I got there, I was like, nah, I was late. But my favorite part in Hyde Park is around what is it called, like a princess fountain or something. There's a thing in there called like some princess fountain thing. But
I think I know what you mean, but I would not know what it's called.
It's around like the lake. Is it?
Is it the lake
or is it Thames?
That's a no. It's the lake.
She was laughing because he knows I'm very anti.
It's the lake. That's not connected to the river at all.
Because I was enjoying the lake, so I'm like, I refuse to believe that I'm here enjoying the Thames. Honestly, like, it was so peaceful and nice. I'm just like, ew, But now that I know I confirmed it was a lake, I'm like, okay, fine, it's better. Yeah. I'm better. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I think that's some other cool things, and some other cool things that you can do for free too as well. Are like some different art. If you're into art, like art installations and so on. I went to one with Levi, as you know, before we went to Wicked. Yeah, like we went
Yes,
to Wicked.
Wicked.
Wicked is amazing. I love it. Anyway, before we went to Wicked,
Yes, yes.
Levi and I, we went to this art installation. It was, I can't remember what it was called. It was like some walk-in light box thing that kind of senses your movement and so on. But yeah, anyway, if you wanted to know more about it, in the video I do on my channel about the free things, I go more in depth about it, and I even show you footage. So yeah. So that's
Great,
cool, yeah.
great. So one of the main things as well within London, which us Londoners always talking about how it's the ghetto. You know, we're talking about cost of living, pounders dropping, dating scenes trash.
It's so trash.
What else is trash here?
Some food.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one because because obviously I'm Jamaican descent, you are Jamaican. So it's like everywhere you go
God.
these days, you know,
There's Jamaican.
yeah, there's
Everywhere
Jamaican.
go,
You
but-
know, they're trying to do their version of jerk, and it's like,
Speaking of jerk, do you want a story time?
yes,
Oh
please.
no, but I think I told you about it already though. Like I was working at work where I work in Central, and like around the corner, and that's just the red flag of the story. Eventually, like if you're getting Jamaican in Central, that oh yeah, but yeah. So I was on break. So there's this Jamaican stall. I'm not gonna say the name of the stall because I don't want to bring them into disrepute or anything. But like people seem to like it. People were there like regulars, so I'm like, hey, I've gone patties from there before, you know, and the patties were good.
Okay, because I remember you
patties
did the
were
patty.
Yes,
I remember you did the patty
remember the
video
patty, and I was like, the
about.
patty was good.
Oh, okay, it was
So-
that one. Okay, fine,
Yes,
fine,
it was the same
fine.
one. So I went there now, and I'm like, yo, I miss box lunch. Like in Jamaica, you get a nice box lunch. You get some rice and peas and chicken, like a side of vegetable, or probably coleslaw or macaroni with mayo. I miss that. So now I'm walking by and I just smelled the Jamaican-esque food. So I stopped by and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get their platter this time, or their food. So I got the jerk chicken and rice, and I waited. Honestly, I was so excited. I'm like, oh yes, I miss box food so much. So I got the box with the chicken and the rice and the veg. Some plantain too. Got some plantain. Then I went back to work and I sat there. I had the plantain first. I was starving. The plantain, you can't. I don't know how you'd mess up plantain, but they didn't mess it up. So it's like, it was
Yeah,
good.
that's true. I don't know how you
Yeah.
could mess that up.
So eating the plantain now, I was like, okay, anticipating, like, yes. First of all, actually, I asked them for curry gravy on the rice. So I wanted that first because a long time I have curry gravy pan on rice and peas. I had that and I'm like, this is not curry. What is this? Like, this is not curry gravy. What? And then I even look at the color. I'm like, this is kind of brown and less. It's not like the curry brown. It's like some different brown. I'm like, what is this? I'm just there like eating. The rice isn't too bad, but I'm like, okay, fine. We can excuse this. It's a little blunder. It's fine. You probably forgot to put in the curry. It's fine. So I'm like, let me move on to the chicken now because the chicken looked good. The chicken did look good. And I tasted the chicken and I'm like, tears nearly rolled my eyes. I nearly cried because it was like £8 for this thing. Yes, it was like £8 for this thing.
Yeah, it was Central, so yeah.
Central.
Okay.
£8. And I ate the chicken and I'm just like, the tears nearly come to my eyes. I literally could not finish it. I had to leave it there because I'm like, this is awful. This is awful. And it's not just that it's not salted enough or it just never tastes like no. And I'm just like, at least have the jerk seasoning in it. It's like they never marinated it. It's like them just like had the jerk seasoning over here so and just flinging the chicken, take it on and just fling it on the grill. They did not marinate it, so no seasoning never penetrate, no. So it never tastes like no. And I'm like, yo, what is? I'm nearly bought from £8. Cause the thing is too, that day I was going to go to a co-op and get like a little sandwich because I'm like, you know, I'm being frugal. Look at me. Anyway. But then I was like, oh, I miss box lunch. Let me get a box lunch and let me treat myself for £8. My God. Ugh.
See, lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
Stick to your gut.
Lesson
Let's stick to your gut because shit, if you just got that co-op sandwich, you would have been a lot.
No,
happier.
and the thing is, the co-op sandwiches are good.
Yeah.
The BLTs, they're
Yeah, it's actually good. I know what you
Yeah.
mean. Yeah. I'm sorry. I should have warned you because.
It
but
was
then the jerk we had.
The
from
jerk
Gia-
we had before, we
Yeah.
had jerk at, again, Black Hackney Market, which I'm going to feature in the free Things to Do at London video. It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
And so that's why, and the guy is Jamaican. And come, me and him talk, and we're like, oh, where you come from? Him come from, was St. Elizabeth, I think. And me come from Clarendon. So we talk. The girl, she not Jamaican, but our mother Jamaican. So she not come from Jamaica. So she's Jamaican, but she don't come from Jamaica. So I thought that at the very least, it would have tasted proper. So it looked like them probably had to modify it for the English people, you know?
But then you say that because we've been doing a lot of Black History Month at my workplace. And the Black Collective that we created, we've been doing food was last week, this week was fashion, next week is film, and then the week after that is music. So last week we had proper... jerk chicken, jollof rice and peas, curry goat, oxtail. And these are people who were loving it. Okay. Even before they were like, oh my gosh, I love jerk chicken when I was in Jamaica. I just had all of this and I tried curry goat and oxtail for the first time. So they were excited to see it and eat it. So it's still watering it down. I mean, granted, a lot of these people were like very hesitant to try the oxtail.
Really?
Because,
I would be.
Yeah, because it's oxtail. And they're like, what? And even when you say about goat, they're like, what do you mean goat?
Okay. I get why they're hesitant.
Yeah, because they're not used to eating that.
Their hesitance is different from mine. Mine is just like, there's so many ways you can figure out oxtail. So it's like... I
understand that.
Yeah, I'm not going to jump.
Some people burn it. And
some people burn it. Some people don't season it enough. Some people don't cook it enough. Sometimes it's tough.
Yeah, because it needs to fall off the bone, and people don't realize.
Off the bone, and it needs to season properly.
Yes, you have to marinate that.
It needs to basically be the gravy, like the gravy needs to be the oxtail.
Yes.
Oh God,
people don't understand. With jerk chicken and with oxtail, it's very, and even with curry goat, you have to make sure it's marinated overnight. It has to be seasoned in the fridge for like a good 24 hours before you're ready to cook that. So I don't think that person necessarily watered it down. I just think they just did what they could, just because they've got such a large quantity and it is a food truck in it, so they just need to be, in and out. So yeah, I'm sorry.
But then that's the thing though, because like even in Jamaica, when you have the jerk pan man, he must serve everybody, literally everybody. But like it tastes proper.
But then there's quantity over quality, and that's the thing. So I don't know. But then that's the thing. That's the funny thing what we've been saying, because every time we've gone out, even when I'm with my other friends, you'll see some sort of, oh, this is jerk this or jerk that, and you're like, this ain't jerk.
It's not jerk.
You just slapped
barbecue.
Not even barbecue. I don't know what the hell they're trying to even call this. Like, I remember a few years ago there was a controversy with this chef called Jamie Oliver, and he had, those like ready meal rice packets you can just put in the
microwave or something.
He had something called punchy jerk rice, and everybody was like, you cannot jerk rice. Like, this is not it. And they didn't understand. It's like, this is jerk chicken, it's barbecued, there's the jerk sauce, it's the whole prep of the chicken. You have to cut it up as well. Like, there's so much what goes into it, right? You can't just be slapping on little barbecue, little spices and think, oh yeah, jerk rice.
Rice.
That is cultural appropriation, guys. This is what we mean.
And not even in the right way.
No. Exactly. So yeah, so that's a funny thing. I think because Jamaica is such it is a country which is so influential on the world, and so many people love Jamaica and they love Jamaican culture. So you want it to be appreciated, but these people are going too far, or too far. Because remember the other day we ordered some jerk chicken, but then it seemed like it was jerk mushroom. Do you remember when was at that pub? Do you remember in Leicester Square, and it ended up being mushrooms? You forgot? Yes.
What?
Yes, with Levi. You don't remember?
And it ended up being mushrooms.
Yes, he was eating chicken.
Jerk chicken.
But
did we buy it?
Yes.
Are you sure I was there?
Yes, it was the three of us.
I can't remember.
It's a good thing you don't, because it was not good. Exactly. So yeah, so that's just one of the joys of being in London. Everyone's always trying to recreate things, or people are trying to be somebody they're not. So 5 years time, where do you see yourself? What do you want? Where do you want Mischa Christie to be?
5 years time, I see myself being a brand. I see myself being like a nice little brand. Everyone sees me when you hear Mischa Christie. You know who that is. You know who that is. Yeah. Definitely more into the content creation space, probably. Definitely more into the content creation space. Yeah, definitely that. So, because like even right now, I'm working really hard on my personal brand. Doing as much side things as I can. doing as much certifications as I can, trying to get into spaces that, you know, are inviting and are relevant to my brand. So yeah, your boy is doing some stuff behind the scenes. Moving to London definitely took a little axe. So like I had to pause like heavily on just like doing that, you know. And it's crazy because, to be honest, moving to a whole other place is it's more it's a big thing. It's a big thing, and it just like shakes you up in so many different ways that you didn't even think you get shaken up, you know. Because for me it was just like, okay, I'd moved to here, sure the time zone might be weird, but you know, I just get back on track. But there's just so many other stuff, like mentally, emotionally, physically, that just change, and it's just like, wow. You have to kind of recalibrate. You kind of have to come up with like a new schedule. You can't work with the same schedule. It's so it's
because all your connections are back home, so you're now starting over.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I literally said it like back home when I was before I came here. I'm like, shit. Like it's like starting all over again, because like even like I'm trying to get into like the webinar scene, like doing webinars and so on. I was at a place where like I knew a lot of people who were pretty, you know, like influential in Jamaica, you know. So it's like if I say, hey, I'm doing a webinar and I'm having this person on my show, it would draw a lot of people coming here. But like coming to London now, it's like different. It's like a different caliber of well known. It's just it's crazy.
You need to be in certain spaces. It's definitely with the brand that you're trying to develop now in the UK. It really has to be specific. You have to be so like you have to be specific, and have such a strategy of knowing where you want to go. Exactly. And it's not copying, but mirroring someone else's journey and seeing what they've done, and then figuring out what works for you and works for your brand and your personality as well. And you have a different edge because you are Jamaican, so that's the thing. And you look racially ambiguous as well, so you know that's a big thing as well. Yeah. Listen,
racially ambiguous.
Trust me, you do. People will probably not think. Listen, the way how. Do you know how much times I've seen people think certain people are mixed race, and it's like, no. So
nah.
Trust me.
Ambiguous. It's probably the cornrows. But
I'm just saying,
because someone did tell me one time, they were like, I thought you were Somali. I'm like, what?
What did I just say?
I got that one
what
thing
did I
once,
just say?
Like, I'm like, what do you mean?
See?
I look nothing like, so, you know, I look nothing.
You know one thing, guys, all of these Jamaicans and Trini people that I'm hanging out with, they like to always downplay my experience with knowing Londoners. Everything I say is true. Okay, and I've been proven right. Every single thing I've said, I've been proven right. So yeah, but I think you have such potential. You're charismatic. You're funny. So I feel like you can get to where you want to go. It's just being specific, and you have to build. And the thing is, people will say network. It's networking in the right way and establishing your brand. I did that with my own company and my own brand as well. Now I'm tired. I've done everything what I needed to do. Everyone's always telling me, your names are in the certain rooms, in the right rooms. I'm like, that's amazing. That's amazing my name's in the room. You can't tell I'm being sarcastic. Because I'm like, but nobody's saying, okay, here's the contract.
That's what I'm saying. you know, like, sure, it's in the right rooms and everyone's like, okay, Mischa this, Mischa that. Yeah. But what are they doing outside of that, you know?
So, exactly. So I think you're in that great space in your career where you can really transition, still have your Jamaican market, and then also build your UK market. And the things you can then go home and do stuff there, and then still do stuff here, and you can build like that. So it's just the beginning. So I'm looking forward to seeing where you go next with everything.
It is exciting. I'm glad to be at a point where I'm back to... like I'm settled, so like I can start going back to strategizing again. Because trust me, the past couple months I've just been up and down, up and down. It's crazy because like coming here, you had to like settle to this time zone. After the time, so you have to get settled to the job. After the job, you have to start searching a place to live. After the place to live, you find which is a battlefield in and of itself, trying to find somewhere to stay. Then when you find a place to stay, you have to be like, okay, bills now, new bills out of the blue. Then after that, you have to be thinking about setting up stuff, like setting up the Wi-Fi, setting this up, setting that up.
Council tax.
Council tax.
You're lucky you don't have a TV, because you'd have to pay for TV.
TV tax.
TV license,
I don't... What? Okay, explain to me the TV tax. Why? Is it because you're getting the ITV and the...
No, it's you pay TV license so that we have BBC. So it's so that BBC doesn't have adverts. So you're paying for iPlayer, radio, and all their TVs, because there's loads of radio stations they have and loads of TV channels. So you're paying for all of that, and so they have no ads.
Okay, so what? All right, so what's the thing now? If I just have a physical TV that I connect to my laptop and I'm playing Netflix,
Yeah, you still have to pay.
why? Because I'm not using ITV. I'm not using BBC.
Well, see, ITV, no, you're not paying for ITV. You're just paying. It's just
Well,
for BBC.
okay, so I'm not using the BBC. I'm not using the radio
So if you
stations.
use, like, even if you go on iPlayer, for example, BBC iPlayer,
Yeah.
you have to pay for that. So it's a yearly thing. You can do it yearly or you can pay monthly. It's like, so it's more, I think it costs, don't quote me guys, but I think it costs more than Netflix, because I think it's £13 a month.
No.
Yeah, and Netflix is about $10.99. So yeah, there's a whole debate. Look, when the government needs good PR, right? They're quick to say, I think we need to get rid of TV license, and it never goes anywhere. So but I mean, you guys are lucky because you guys don't have TV. All my friends, you guys don't have TV, so it's fine. But yeah, so that's on top of council tax and your water bill and your gas bill, and gas is crazy right now.
Yeah, luckily I found my place with like all the bills included.
Oh, great!
Well, not the council tax, which is another conversation. But yeah. Like the bills are included. So like, thank God, I don't have to really worry about like what I'm using too much. I mean, of course I'm mindful, because if you use it too much, then the landlord is gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna have to raise your rent. But still, I don't have to worry about something at the end of the month being different. You know,
of course.
Yeah.
So now that you're settled, I'm looking forward to seeing where you go to next. I mean, this was a great step. You know, doing my podcast and on your channel as well. And then, the next step. So where can people find you to check out your vlogs on TikTok, your vlogs on YouTube, your Instagram? Yeah, you got 2 Instagram pages, your Twitter. You know, where can people see Mischa Christie everywhere?
Everywhere. Okay. All right. So you definitely can. My Twitter is not that active, so I won't even share that one. But if you want to follow me, it's Mischa Christie, at Mischa Christie on Twitter. But I'm definitely more on TikTok, as you can tell. I'm more on TikTok.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. But on TikTok and Instagram, it's at MDC_RX. On YouTube, it's MDC space RX, or MDC space vids. So that's 2 YouTube channels again.
I didn't know that. See, look at that. See, multifaceted branding on 100. So so thanks again, guys, for listening, and Mischa for coming on the show. It was great collaborating with you on my podcast, and I'm looking forward to being on your YouTube channel for part 2 about 3 things to do in London. See, because guys, I did not know any of the stuff, so and we need to know this stuff. So before they take it away, so as usual, guys, you can follow me on my usual socials. There's loads of them, but for Mischa's audience, it's Kashif Booth or Kashif Booth Entertainment. I'm literally everywhere on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for those ones older.
Oh my God. You can't do that. I have people my age that still use Facebook too, and it really just like befuddles me, if that's a word. I swear.
And now you know what type of people they are if they're still using Facebook at their big age. So anyway, stay tuned, guys, for new episodes coming soon, as the third half of my podcast all about black men in film and TV, season 2 resumes in 2 weeks. Looking forward to it.
All right. Bye.
Bye.